So in kind of a surprising move yesterday, Colt McCoy released by the Arizona Cardinals less than 2 weeks before their Week 1 matchup here against the Washington Commanders.
Which makes all the sense in the world now that they went out and acquired Dobbs.
Right.
Because we were scratching our heads when that happened. Why are they bringing in a guy who's never been in that system?
Right.
Although he is kind of familiar with the quarterback coach there, who they were together in Cleveland. But
McCoy
it was very surprising at the time. But now you realize, okay, well, they never really had a plan for McCoy. He's been dealing with an elbow issue the entire camp. I'm sure he's got nothing on the balls.
Right.
He was barely playing in the preseason. He did have 12 pass attempts.
Now Dobbs or Clayton Tune. I'll be surprised if it's Tune. But
I told you they were high on Tune. Now,
I know.
The head coach has said he's not going to announce the starter. He thinks it's a competitive advantage to surprise the Commanders with who's going to start, whether it's Dobbs
I think he's
or
right.
Tune.
Surprise.
I think he's right.
Both of our options are bad, but we're not going to tell you who it is until an hour before game time.
I kind of hate it because now everyone's saying, well, it's the biggest, no-brainer
In the
must
history
win.
of the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Puts
You're
all
playing
the
against
pressure on.
That puts a ton of
Did it
pressure
swing
on.
the line more in the favor of the Commanders?
I didn't
Has
see.
to.
I didn't see.
How could it not?
Has to.
I mean,
We're probably like 9 or 10
As of
point
yesterday,
favorites.
I think the line was like 7 for the Commanders. It has to have moved.
Are we doing the circa
I mean,
bit?
maybe.
Because my silent partner
Yeah.
said, I got a silent partner for our circa bit.
I didn't even know we're actually doing
Are we
it.
doing it?
I thought we were doing it.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Well, I have some. So we need someone in Vegas to sign us up. I have that all set up. Now it's just a matter of getting your guys' money.
Right.
And then sending it out there. Then have that person meet up the proxy. Then you send your picks in via proxy.
Well, we got 10 days or so.
So
Sure.
You got 10 days.
got
You got
time.
10 days to give me $250.
Yeah.
Each.
Oh, so your silent partner is putting up the 250?
No, half.
So you're.
I told you, if someone did
You're
half,
chopping it.
it's worth half to me.
Yeah.
Here's what the GM says.
I need a silent partner.
Here's what the GM says about Clayton Tune from the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Tune has an even-keeled demeanor. Nothing has been too big for him. He has a confidence about himself. He can keep plays alive with his feet, and he has a strong arm. This was before they cut Colt McCoy. He was 9 for 12 for 85 yards in the last win, although I told you they fell behind 14-0 in 6 minutes, and the guy from the Arizona Republic who wrote the article was not high on the offense or Tune. But obviously they like Tune, and they like Dobbs. So
Well,
that's what they're going to roll with.
they
They
like
see no
them-
upside in Colt McCoy.
They like them as short-term options until, for them, hopefully,
Until the
Kyler Murray comes off
Right.
the pup list.
Correct.
Whenever that is.
Because McCoy is about to turn 37. He's obviously nothing special. He's got 34 career touchdowns and 32 picks. So maybe they just look at the young guys and say, well, we'll give one of you guys a chance to see what you have in the first month of the season.
I read somewhere that they made a comment they'd seen him enough through OTAs, and they just wanted to move on.
Right.
Well, he's got a bum elbow, too.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
that's
he's
I think-
older.
I think that's a big factor. The thing is that Tune is a totally different player than Kyler,
Mm-hmm.
right? Totally different. I don't know much about
He and-
Dobbs.
he
to
and
be
Dobbs
honest with
are-
you.
Well, Dobbs is very
Very
inexperienced, too. I mean, I think he has 6 appearances over three
Yeah, he hasn't played
seasons.
much.
No, he's
but-
played in 8 games in his career with the Steelers and the Titans. He's got 85 career attempts. There's not a lot of tape on him.
Right.
So Clayton Tune started a bunch of games at Houston.
yeah, he played
Started
5
5 as a
years.
freshman, and career stats: 104 touchdowns, 41 picks. His last season, he played 13 games, had 40
40.
touchdowns, which is 10 picks, quarterback rating of 158.9. So really good college stats.
This is a totally different animal.
Drafted basically where Sam Howell was
But
drafted.
like you said, Cakes, I mean, they're just, short-term options. They have to start somebody. And if Colt McCoy can't throw the ball, then they're not going to start him. And they're just kind of waiting to see when Kyler Murray can come up off the PUP list, or if there's no rush to bring him back, and they want to trade him.
Right.
And you want the worst. If you want to tank,
Well, I think that's
why do you rush Kyler Murray back?
Well, I don't think they're going to rush Kyler Murray
yeah,
back.
that's what I mean.
I mean, I'm sure Jonathan Gannon wants him on the field as quickly as he can, but if the brass, the GM, and the ownership has made it clear that, hey, we're pressing the reset button. We've got a ton of high picks. Probably have the the beeline to the number 1 overall pick, we're not going to rush Kyler Murray back on the field.
Either way, when you look at this matchup, you do have an inexperienced quarterback on both sides.
Right.
But, Howell's played a lot in the preseason. He's the clear-cut number 1. You've got a better defense. You got a home game. It's just
I think we should be favored.
We've been saying it.
Oh, it should be favored by a lot.
I think
We've been saying it all week, last couple weeks. You got to beat the
We
Arizona
should also
Cardinals.
we should be hammering the under for the Cardinals season win total.
What is it?
I think
4.5.
it's 4.5.
Ooh.
Like we should
Let's see if that
we
moved.
should go get loans from people with a lot more money than us
Well, hold on.
for a very low interest rate
I remember
and bet it on the under.
I remember a couple of years ago, weren't the Dolphins supposed to be dreadful? They were supposed to be dreadful, and they won a few
Yeah,
games,
they
and they
got over the
surprised
total.
everybody.
Let me just give you the Cardinals' first 4 games. At the Commanders, then they host the Giants and the Cowboys in back-to-back weeks, and then they're at the 49ers. I mean, they're staring 0-4 right in the face, and then they host the Bengals. I don't see a win in their first 5 weeks.
Well, the only problem is we don't know what they're going to do with Kyler.
I don't even think it matters. I think that even if Kyler Murray came back, this team is severely under-talented.
They are.
The only path they have to winning is giving the ball to James Conner 25 times per game, winning some ball control ugly games,
That ain't
some
going to happen.
squeakers.
But I'm just saying,
how is this team going to win games?
if Kyler came back after 4 weeks and he plays 13 games, I wouldn't feel good about
I
the
still
4.5.
think that they're going to be the underdog in every single game.
I'm sure they will.
Except maybe if they face the Rams, but I would guess the Rams would be favored against them too.
Yeah, I'd have to see what happens with Kyler. But, I mean, it's probably a good bet. It's a heavy under bet.
I'm getting that
minus
bet in today.
145.
It's
But
a
getting
lock.
back
I'm
to my
getting that
point,
in today.
my silent partner, he's supposed to be silent, so it doesn't really matter. But he says we should take the Skins because when else are you going to take them?
Absolutely. I mean yes, you should definitely
Huh?
take. Now you should go through every
What-
team and
Why are you-
extrapolate
What do you
it
mean?
out.
You mean take
Valdez has a weird look.
lay the 7? You mean?
Well, no, in the survivor pool.
Survivor pool.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to be on the Commanders in week
I
1.
actually don't like
Everyone.
it. I actually don't like it because it's just too much pressure.
Well, I mean, you got to take the pressure and your fandom out of it. You have to look at it like
Too much pressure.
with cold, calculated, like breaking down the schedule. You
It's
can't-
still
can't have your heart in it.
It's still the Skins.
I know, but you have to look at all the teams and say which one has the best chance to win. It's either the Commanders or, in my opinion, it's the Ravens playing the Texans.
Well, the
in week
Jags
1.
are at the Colts. I would play the Jags too. Philly's playing New England. You got other options.
You do have other
But
options.
like you
that's true.
said, if you want to save the big dogs for later in the year, I think Washington's a good play.
But like, when else are you going to play the Commanders? When else are you going to feel?
Well, that's the
You're never
point.
going to feel this confident
That's the point.
playing the Commanders.
I know.
I bet you the majority of
Vegas is
Vegas
going to be
in
picking.
these survivor pools are taking Washington.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
bad news.
or
definitely.
maybe Baltimore.
Why? Who's Baltimore got?
the
Houston.
Texans.
Right. Drab, why are you guys freaking out? You freaking out because you're trying to you want to save this all for the day that we make the pick? Is that why?
Well, that too, but your silent partner is supposed to be silent.
Of
He
course,
seems to
that's
be
what I said.
infiltrating your mindset here. He's the business partner.
He's in your
You're
brain.
the brain.
He is the.
So
No,
tell-
I think it's understood.
So tell Joe to zip it.
By the
It's not
way,
Joe.
if there's
Tell
anybody,
Tell Vinny to
It's
stop
not
giving
Vinny.
you
if there's
stuff.
anybody
Not Vinny or
listening,
Joe.
if there's anybody listening who wants to be my silent partner for 125,
You're willing to sell the
No, no,
action.
Bring it on.
they're truly silent, but I'm not even thinking about it.
The loudest silent partner in history.
I mean, come on.
Hey, if you're the head coach of the Cardinals, who do you start? I was reading this
I
ESPN.com
don't know.
article. Dobbs hasn't taken a snap with the Cardinals. Now he's familiar with the offense and the offensive coordinator. Tune's a rookie.
it's probably going to be whoever looks. I mean, you got 2 weeks of practice, so whoever looks the best in practice.
I think he's going to start Dobbs, but again, he has 2 really bad options.
So I think he's going to go with Tune. Everything I'm reading is they like what Tune has done. They like him. They drafted him.
Yeah, I mean,
He has a good arm. He's 6'3".
Well,
He
Well,
doesn't have
Dobbs-
the experience.
Dobbs is big.
if Clayton Tune brings a team in here and beats what's supposed to be a top 5 or top 10 defense, if I were Josh Harris, I would seriously consider firing everyone. I fire everyone. Just walk in after, this is unacceptable. I'm the new sheriff in town. This performance, unacceptable. All of you, turn in your key cards.
I don't think you're serious.
I'm dead serious.
You wouldn't do it.
If it were Cakes Harris,
You wouldn't do
If
it.
it were Cakes Harris,
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't turn your
Yes, I would.
organization upside
You know
down.
why? You know why? Because there's no upside to keeping Ron Rivera around anyway. He's a buffoon. He
So
proves
wait,
it all the
so
time.
wait, do you mean? Hold on. You would just fire Rivera?
I would fire Rivera, and I would probably fire Del Rio because unacceptable for your defense to be beaten by a fifth-round rookie or whatever Clayton Tune
Well,
is.
I mean, the defense could play well and the offense could suck. Defense
No,
could hold the Cardinals to
I would
13 points.
I would be irrational, and I would walk in and fire everybody. And I would just toss the keys to Bieniemy and say, here's your audition to be head coach. Here it is. You have 16 games remaining. Best of luck to you. I'm dead serious. If the Cardinals beat my team that I just paid $6 million for and embarrassed me on national television, I would fire everyone.
happens
Because
all the time,
this staff is they're not long for this world here in Washington. What am I waiting for? I'm just going to pull the ripcord.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Again,
Let me tell you why it's
I'm
not
an
going to happen.
irrational person.
It's not going to happen because Arizona's not going to win the game.
Understood.
But even if they did,
He's not going to come in.
He's not
going
gonna
to
come in and
fire
fire
the coach
after
one
one.
game.
Yeah.
He's not going to.
I know.
I mean,
I'm just saying,
if they
I would.
were mathematically out of the playoffs, they're 3-8, 3-9. Yeah, I could see it, but not after 1 week.
Because honestly, what's Ron doing anyway? Jack's running the defense. Bieniemy is running the offense.
He's the president.
Ron's just standing there with his arms folded, dropping stupid comments all the time, which we'll get into later in the show today.
Mhm.
Talk about Sam Howell.
Well, at least whoever the head coach was, Jonathan Gannon.
Yes.
At least he knows he likes his fifth round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows. That guy has potential.
That's why I think he's going to play him. I'm reading more quotes from Gannon. He says, I like that he plays fast. He has command when he walks into the huddle. You see the arm talent. This is about Clayton Tune. So he's got a long way to go, just like everybody does, but he's doing a good job.
Okay, maybe it will be him.
I would be very surprised.